This article was plastered all over my Twitter feed this morning. I guess I have a reputation of being the biggest Disney Hercules fan. I doubt that. I'm sure there are bigger fans than me out there. Every now and then, an article like this is released, and it sort of shakes the hornet's nest of Hercules fans, and for some reason, many of them turn to me for some sort of a reaction. Well, here it is, I guess. What? You expect me to explode with anger over this? This has been rumoured for over a decade, guys. This is nothing new. And this article doesn't really give us any new news other than it just throws the idea out into the ether once again to see what happens. A Hercules remake has been rumoured to be in the works for years, with many fan-made posters and, frankly, poorly written articles predicting the actors who would play the main characters being published as real news. Some predictions are admittedly pretty fun. Some are interesting and others are just utterly ridiculous. It's not that crazy of an idea though, considering all the live action remakes Disney has been throwing at us in the last few years. All of them pointless, by the way. Except 101 Dalmatians. That one was actually good. But when it comes to remakes, the first question is usually, why, God, why? And the second being, who would play the main characters? I think the more important question would be, when is Disney going to stop doing this and bring us something new instead of reinventing itself over and over and over and over and over and over? As much as I adore this movie, warts and all, it should never be remade. It's not from a sentimental point of view. I just don't think it would work as a live action film, and here's why. It's not lightning in a bottle. It's not exactly considered to be one of Disney's successful movies. In fact, if anything, for many Disney fans, this film marks the decline of the Disney Renaissance in the 90s. But saying that, this movie does have its audience. This is my favourite animated movie ever made because of its energy, its irreverent humour, how it fails miserably to follow its own logic, never mind how deliberately inaccurate it is to the Greek mythos, all of the amazing animation errors and inconsistencies, and of course, the amazingly brilliant voice cast that manages, sort of, to hold this film up. I personally think this sort of blatant disregard for being accurate and respectful to its source material is actually what gives this movie such a unique rebellious edge. It's aware of how inaccurate it is, and that gives the film a very unique identity to me. Backed up by the garish Gerald Scarfe character designs and production art, the animation of Hercules itself gives the film a lot more punch than any other Disney movie in my opinion. Okay, it's an odd mashup of Greek mythology and hot-tempered gods, but somehow it worked. Put this version of the Hercules myth to live action, I just don't think it would work. Live action can't really capture the stylized look this film has, or the speed, or the energy, or the irreverent humour that has to be timed right. In my opinion, very few actors are able to portray the speed and intellect that these characters have. I don't know how Hades, for example, could possibly be portrayed by anyone other than James Woods. I mean, you have Roger Bard in the stage musical who could pass. He was also the singing voice for Hercules in the original film. Or even Shane Jackson, who played him in the third Descendants film. That could work. A Disney live-action remake of this film to me would be utterly pointless. We already have so many live-action versions of this story. This one stands out because it's 2D animated. A remake is looking to be considered at this point, with no director actually being assigned yet. Okay, names have been dropped, like Jon Favreau and the Russo brothers are apparently in the running, but yeah, this is just another rumour backed by fake articles. Nothing is official yet, guys. No need to panic, but plenty of reason to be in pain because it's another Disney live-action remake and it is not wanted or needed. Who actually wants this to happen? Not me. There's nothing official about this. It's not set in stone, so until some official news is released, I'm going to remain skeptical. I'm Mad Munchkin. Stay creative.